Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Happy stream, happy vibes, happy bands, cool anime songs, cool anime convention. Da 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 da. And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to VKH Live. Special J-Rock pregame edition for Anime Weekend Atlanta 2018. Happening this week. Kind of a big deal. Gonna have some big names there. Don't know if you've heard of any of them. I am your host, Jeff. Winona will be popping in on a couple of these streams. Hopefully. She will not be on this one. But you can probably expect her on one of the upcoming ones. So for anyone who's not aware, we are doing just a special series of quick fire pregame streams in honor of the big name J-Rock artists that are going to be at AWA this year. So if you are packing at all this week, if you find this after the stream airs, we'll have the recordings up. You just feel like you just need to get in the mood, to get prepped, to get hyped for like the upcoming for the upcoming we'll get to that. For the upcoming performances, these are the streams for you. So we're starting with ROOKiEZ is Punked. They are going to be at AWA. Along with Spire, who is going to be the subject of our next stream, and also Miyavi, who's going to be the subject of the final stream for tonight. So I have a couple of announcements. It's just for anyone who's interested. So VKH is going to be at AWA, and by VKH I mean Winona will be there, and I will be there, and I will be doing some live streams from there. And the schedule's kind of flexible, so we're working out exactly what and when currently, and it may stay that way. So I may just have a floating stream event that I put up that maybe you guys can just refer to, bookmark, and then when it goes live, you get the notification on YouTube. Otherwise, we'll be tweeting it out, and I'll be tagging people in the Discord as well when we're about to go live. So, by the way, if the format looks a little different, we've been working on a little bit more of an optimized format for this convention. Because we have the tin can internet joke on here that the connection's bad sometimes and it goes down, but oh boy, conventions, it's a whole other thing. So directly below me is where the super chats come in, which you can get over to us via Streamlabs. We read out all of those. And if you're wondering why, before you donate, if you're wondering why there's an anime GIF that comes up, it's because it's related to ROOKiEZ is Punked. For those of you who don't know, their first big break was their initial single came out, was used for the opening for Blue Exorcist. That's where a lot of people know him from. So that's why that is. So I was like, okay, that's a good excuse to go find a nice anime GIF for that. Have the main image. We're going to have some slideshows and stuff on upcoming streams, here. This is where we also share the screen. Right now we just have our little J-Rock pregame graphic. Directly below that is something new that we tested out last night, and so we're just going to include it in the main streams, I think, moving forward. So this is from our Discord. VKH has a Discord, kind of secret Discord. I haven't really talked about it a ton, except on live streams, but it's called VKH Underground. There's a channel called Backstage Pass After Hours inside of the VKH Live section. You go in there, you want to leave any any thoughts in the chat there, you can do it there. I've started adding special stream exclusive stream emojis that are inside jokes and stuff like that. So we do have our tin can emoji. There's a picture of my little avatar. There's a hamster wheel for those of you like Delta who have really bad, internet and unfortunately can't do both at the same time. And then also we have Jaywalk as well, which is the baby J-Rock. That's like the phrase Winona coined, which was very, very amusing. Very amusing. What do you call it? It's like Visual K bands trying to do Annie songs, basically. Where's the Jeff dabbing emoji? I'll have to work on that. Also, the emojis aren't showing up when I did it, so I don't know why that is, but we'll have to work on that. Anyways, also, and then we have the YouTube chat over in the right, which we're going to keep up. So, and yeah. So, so keep an eye out for that stuff at AWA. You never know what guests we're going to be able to have on. You never know what we're going to be covering. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. But let's go ahead and jump into this stream's topic, which is ROOKiEZ is Punked. So I've actually been marathoning like a lot of ROOKiEZ is Punked recently, just because I wanted to kind of get into them a little bit more. They were first suggested to me. If you're not familiar with them, you may like them if you like to listen to a lot more upbeat J-Rock, a lot more upbeat. I would say even like Osharike, because it actually, in fact, I believe when like they first came on my radar, I'd heard the name, but I wasn't really sure like what the band was about. I'd first heard them from LMC fans when I was asking LMC fans like what other kinds of music do you listen to, like what kind of music, what kind of music is the is the preferred interest of LMC fans outside of LMC. So I started looking into them, and yes, they are in fact a very happy band, a very upbeat band, catchy, all of that stuff. So I'm gonna pull up a few notes I had on them for just like their profile, just like their background stuff. Actually, I think I talked about it on or in our news article for it. That might be the fastest way to do it. But in terms of like their recent release, they have put out an album literally like 4 days ago called The Sun Also Rises. We do have an article about that release. It's the article that's looking to pull up actually. We have an article called Spire and ROOKiEZ is Punked will tour the Americas and Europe together, plus latest releases. So I kind of go through the double tour that, just the 2-man tour. I'm still trying to figure out exactly like if ROOKiEZ is Punked really is even like opening for Spire, because they are both like fairly big, especially as anti-song bands, but Spire has been around longer. But they are touring North and Central and South America together. So this is one of their stops, I guess, is at AWA. And it's a little different because they're not on the same night. ROOKiEZ is Punked is playing on the 22nd, which I believe is... Now I gotta pull up my calendar. Good grief. Let's see. Yeah, it's Saturday. Saturday? Really? Okay. And Spire is performing on the 23rd, which is Sunday. Interesting. Okay, so, yeah. But, okay, let me get to my little summary I wrote so I don't have to do it from the dome. So, ROOKiEZ is Punked is that basically it's a lot of alternative rock. They're an alt-rock band, and they really came out, they popped up onto the scene with their debut single, like right from the get-go, which was called Complication. And this was back in 2010. That reached number 1 in downloadable tracks and like 11th on the Oricon rankings. And they've had music in a bunch of anime series. The ones to note, I already saw someone mention Durarara. Oh man, that's the three. That's what gets me. I can do two, I can do four, but yeah. So Durara, double exclamation mark. And then Blue, Exorcist, and also Yowamushi Pedal. So you can get The Sun Also Rises, which is their September 12th release. Their new album that just came out. You can get it through CD Japan. We have links at this article. Since it's been released, it is also on Spotify, so you could just look up ROOKiEZ Punk'd if you want to just stream it. And they have plenty of some partial PVs, but like a lot of full PVs for songs like Ever Since, which just came out, which is a past single that's going to be on the album, and a lot of other stuff like that. So that's kind of an overview of the band if you've never heard of them. Any fans in chat can tell me how I did. I did my I did my best to do my homework with this band because I'm personally fairly new to them. But in terms of the music, I've gotten pretty familiar with them over this weekend, actually. Let me go through like some of the stuff I was listening to by them earlier. Let me see, I've still got it pulled up in my browser. So I went through a bunch of PVs, and I also went through a bunch of I went through like a good portion of their album as well. So just so you have an idea of what's going on, or what kind of music I'm drawing from. That is the music that I'm drawing from. So I now have to pull up some translations for some of the song titles because, yes, I am going to an anime convention and I don't read kanji, covering Japanese artists. It's fine. I'm the Western representative for VKH Press. I'm like the Western savvy guy. So I know all the biases and the laziness of the American audience that I can kind of convey to the general international Visual K and J-Rock community, so people know what they're up against when they try and bring a Japanese artist to the States. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. Damn it. But yeah, so let's see. So we have. Yeah, so some of the PVs I looked at were Revival, Fight Against Yourself, Wadachi, I'm Who I Am, and I think that was about it. I've seen others as well, like Ever Since. And then I was also listening to their album, The Sun Also Rises, which has some album versions of certain songs. For example, like an album version of Revival. Reclimb is on there with an album version, and yeah. So Fight Against. I don't know if I mentioned. Did I say Fight Against Yourself? Yeah, I did. Okay, so Fight Against Yourself as well, also on there. Yeah, so like my general impression of like the music is it's very like upbeat. They're very good at the alt rock anime intro sound. Like and not in a bad way. Like I kind of use that a little disparagingly when talking about Visual K bands, for example, mainly because it kind of cheapens the value of a lot of Visual K bands' music. Not all, but a lot of it. A lot. An uncomfortable amount of Visual K bands cheapen their music when they try and go for a like a more mainstream sound, unless that's just like from an early age they just like absolutely commit to it. Like ROOKiEZ is a good indie band example, or A9, Alice 9 back in the day when like they really made their name on stuff like that, with like Blue Flame as a single, for example. That's still really big. Even on YouTube, it's got a few million views. But when it comes to like J-Rock artists, it's a little bit more out in the open, especially when it's like it's a little bit more up for grabs in terms of like how the music's going to sound, especially when it's like, they're just very, very intentionally, this is just their sound and it fits for anime, openings and everything like that. So there's less, I guess less judgment coming from me personally, because it's like that's just what it is. The anime-song industry is an industry. It's a whole industry. And there are artists that are entirely dedicated to it, like Octo and, which is... And even the two members of Octo, which is Masayoshi Oishi and Tom Hack. Tom Hack is like, he wrote the K-On! Intros and stuff. So like people like that are, they operate specifically in the anime industry to make that music. And ROOKiEZ punk's kind of like, it just seems like they're riding like a really nice line between some nice alt rock that's not too refined, too overproduced. It's nice and raw. It's nice and raw and energetic, but it's also really upbeat and catchy. So it's like loud, happy kind of is I guess how I would describe it, or happy loud. So it's a lot of the music, I would say it kind of like all has generally the same sound, but so it's another one of those like kinds of bands that makes like a really consistent sound, and they just get better and better at it. And so it's really good for background music. Like for me personally, like I was listening to it while I was getting ready for this stream, and getting stuff set up. And oh, by the way, if you see like the set behind here change a little bit over time, that's me continuing to put this whole area together. Like if you see that like in upcoming streams, there'll probably be a couple costume changes anyway for me personally, just because this is what I'm able to wear now. But like moving forward, I might dress up differently for each one, I think. Once my laundry gets done. But so so it's really happy, it's really upbeat, and there's like a good deal of musical substance there. It doesn't feel cheap, it feels authentic, and it's some fun stuff. I liked the album. I thought they arranged the singles and stuff on the album really good. I thought there was some value there's a good deal of value to like the non-PV tracks. I think the one I like the most so far is Party Up with 2 exclamation marks, which is like the second track on it. It's quite fun. It's very enjoyable. They do like they do a party vibe, like a kind of a party vibe. I think they're talking about filling up your cup or something, like fill your glass in the chorus, singing in English, but then at the same time, like they don't overdo it. There's just like a little bit of electronic stuff in the background, but really like the party vibe, the jump around vibe is coming from the band. So I like that. It's fun. So it's probably going to be a really fun concert. I actually haven't looked up like, what they look like live. Because we're probably going to be writing, we are going to be writing like live reports, I think, for all of these, all of these artists that are performing. So if it ends up being me, or whether it's me or Winona, I think, at least the way I operate, I like to go in fresh. If I don't already know the artist, like I might as well. So I'll listen to their music and I'll kind of get a vibe for what their music is, and then it's fun to see it live. But feel free to tell me in the chat, like if you guys have like ever seen them live. I actually don't know if they've been here in the past, or if it's been a while. I'm sure they have live DVDs and stuff like that as well. So, so that's about like my thoughts in terms of like the the band itself, and how the album, how their music sounds, in terms of like the events, I can kind of look up if it's available, what their schedule is like, so I can at least tell you that. So I can pull that up. But in the meantime, if there's any ROOKiEZ listeners in the chat, or anything, feel free in either chat. Feel free to let me know, and I will I'll crowdsource any additional fan commentary from you guys that you would like to add in on that. But let's look at the schedule here. Let's see what the schedule is. What's the plan? So they have a Q&A on Saturday, the 22nd, at 3:45. Oh, hold on. Let me get back to it. Yeah, at 3:45 p.m. These times are all Eastern times, by the way. This is in Atlanta. So they're going to have a Q&A panel at 3:45 on Saturday. They have an autograph event going on at 5:30 p.m. And let's see. What else we got? Oh, did the schedule change? I'm seeing on the AWA website that at 3:30 p.m. Spire and ROOKiEZ Punk'd are playing together on Sunday the 23rd, actually. I'm going off of the AWA website, so yeah, we had previously reported, it was the previous news at the time, so I'll have to go back and update that they were on separate days. So I will have to double check that for you guys, but I would go off of what AWA's official schedule is, which is they seem to be playing together, which makes more sense since that's kind of how their whole event goes. But AWA has an app that you can download that's do like an event scheduler if you want to keep track of any of these, and then I can see if there's anything else on Friday or Thursday. Yeah, so I'm seeing on Friday at 2 p.m. there's another autograph session, and on Thursday, yeah, nothing on Thursday. So yeah, there's that. I learned something just now, so that's good. Yeah, I always wait till the very last minute to look up the schedules of these cons. Honestly, I haven't been to a ton, but I like to be thoroughly prepared. But what I notice is that the schedules change a lot. So that's why it was okay. Rhubarb in the chat has confirmed, yes, they are playing. Rhubarb from Fake Start, they're playing together on Sunday. Awesome, thank you, appreciate you, Rhubarb. So yeah, we'll have to update our news. Our news article, but yeah, good to know. Yeah, let's see what's going on in chat. Well, there's a goddammit Jeff in the Discord chat. That's pretty standard. And where's the Jeff dabbing emoji? I don't know if I read that already, but I will work on that. Winona will probably be coming in behind me in her spare time and upgrading the emojis that I'm putting in. This is just finally the one wheelhouse where I'm able to, the one kind of art where I'm able to comfortably just be I can make emojis. I can do emojis, emojis, I can do thumbnails, and they can be kind of goofy and silly. But then the real artist of the VKH team, she can come in and clean it up if she feels the need. Let's see. This is why I'm sad. There's a lot going on in this chat over here screaming into the void. No, actually, it's not that active right now. I mean, we don't have a lot. We haven't been actively advertising the Discord, so I think it's only a couple of the wrench wenches that are in and out every now and then, and other people as well. Wrench wenches are our what we call our moderators, by the way. But hopefully I can add a wrench wench role for you guys in here at some point in the Discord chat, so you can kind of be able to moderate it like you moderate the or have the ability to if you feel like moderating that one as well as the Discord grows. But let's see. From my experience personally, they just wear something casual. Yeah, I can tell they're that kind of a band. It's still pretty trendy what they wear. They're just pulling off the alt rock look. Was expecting more flannel, I guess. I don't know. Do we see any flannel from them every now and then? So. I meant me. I'm talking a lot. LMAO. Okay, well, I'm going to be like slowly reducing the like just the heaviness of everything, the heaviness of the toll that the stream takes on everyone's connection over time as I start to optimize more and more for AWA. I may just end up dropping 720p and just streaming at 480p because everything I'm using right now it's gonna look great in 480p, but not like it genuinely would be, because like I designed a lot of this for 720, and I can scale it down, and it's no problem, and maybe I can knock everything down a little bit more. So maybe try it over time and see. I may keep it, I may not. But yeah, we'll see. So, I'll look into doing 480p because I can record it. I can record things at a much higher quality and then stream a lower quality, and then I can post the recording later. So, if we do happen to have like a really fresh stream and we want to edit it together and stuff like that, I can just do that. That's an option. So. He wore a flannel shirt at the Techo concert. Nailed it. Perfect. Awesome. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. These are going to be pretty quick fire streams, I think. So the Miyavi one will probably be a little bit longer because he's been up to quite a bit recently. Spire probably be medium length like this. So I will see you guys again at... I hope I said 7:30. Yep, 7:30. So show up for Spire. Get hyped for ROOKiEZ is Punked based on their music, based on the way they look in the PVs. That seems like it's going to be a really fun stream. And as we'll get into Aspire, I think it's going to pair really well. I think it's a really good pairing that they've got. Now that I've researched them both a bit more, I'd said in the past, especially for Spire and maybe a little bit for ROOKiEZ is Punk, that they weren't quite my usual thing. So like I kind of hold off on like talking about like what I think of their music too much, but honestly like I've gotten into it a little bit more, and I have found a song by Spire that is like hopelessly stuck in my head, and ROOKiEZ is Punked, like I quite enjoy everything I'm hearing so far. Good mood raising music and everything like that. So with all that said, thanks a bunch, guys. I will see you guys at 7:30, and have fun packing if you're listening to this during the week. Best of luck. So peace.